Good morning, everybody. It's Kent with KG's Books. I figured I had a few extra minutes this morning, so I figured I would do a quick unboxing video. I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I only have 15 boxes this morning to open up, so it should be a quick video. I have some crazy potential local book buys coming up. A few thousand books at a couple different places, so that might swamp me for a little while. But that's all right. I haven't been finding too much online lately worth buying, so always welcome local book picks as well. All right, up first, let's see what we got. Oh, this one's really cool. Buchan's Medicine, an early medical book, nicely leather bound. Oh, Jeff's in the house. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Yeah, I know. I get up at 5 a.m. It's almost 8 now. So usually I start my eBay listings. I wake up, do my shipping. That might take half hour to an hour. Then I usually go for a walk or a run, eat breakfast, and then take my first break of the day. Then I'm usually try to get listing by 8 a.m. So this is gonna set me back. But I figured I need some cool inventory to get up on my eBay, so let's go. Domestic Medicine, or a Treatise on the Prevention and Cure of Diseases by Regiment and Simple Medicines, by William Buchan. This is an 11th edition, published in London in 1790. I have a few copies of Buchan's Medicine that were printed in Philadelphia in I think the earliest one is 1772 or something like that, so that's pretty neat. This one's London 1790, but cool medical book nonetheless. Let's see what they got to say about fevers. As more than one half of mankind is said to have perished by fevers, it is important to be acquainted with their causes. The most general causes of fevers are infection, errors in diet, unwholesome air, violent emotions of the mind, excess or suppression of usual evacuations, external or internal injuries, and extreme degrees of heat and cold. Pretty cool. Charles is in the house. Welcome, Charles. Hey, Charles. You to get up at 5. I'm usually sleeping by about 10 o'clock, and I get up at 5 a.m. So I've been up for 3 hours already. Hey, Charles, did Candace tell you I stopped over yesterday, but you weren't there? No worries. I'll let you know next time I'm coming to Hickston. No, usually I do these unboxings at the end of the day, but tonight I go to Mom and Dad's. Wednesday night is Survivor night at Mom and Dad's. Tomorrow night is the Paper Gold meeting. I suppose I could do them Friday nights, but I don't know. I like to go to bed early, so figured I'd do it in the morning here. The large folio on eBay. What large folio? Sorry, Jeff, my brain is so fried right now. Yeah, Charles, I get that. You better finish the house before the snow starts flying. Gets too cold to work outside. Then you can work on the inside stuff all winter long. Fancy Work for Pleasure and Profit. I haven't had a copy of this in a long time. Let's see, the massive size. Oh, yeah, those most of those are sold at this point. That was a collection I dealt with. Was it in May? So that's an old video. Most of those are sold at this point. I have a few stragglers in the back. I'll let you know when I get a few more of those listed. So this one, you used to be able to buy a nice copy of this one for like 20 or 30 bucks, but now copies are selling for like $100 plus. Fancy Work for Pleasure and Profit by Addie E. Heron. Let's see. It has techniques for transferring designs, embroidery stitches, shading, flat embroidery, beaded purses, burning wood, sewing, knitting, all kinds of really cool stuff. This book has hundreds and hundreds of illustrations. It's a really cool one. And again, if you don't know, I'm eBay seller Animal at 52. So I think almost all of these will be up for auction probably in the next couple weeks. Again, I'm working on a couple massive local collections. There's a religious book collection, and then there's an estate sale company that contacted me. So those have potential to keep me busy for a very long time. I'm hustling to try to get some boxes ready and make space in the storage areas. A history of ornament, ancient and medieval. I don't think I've ever had a copy of this one. Let's see, by A.D.F. Hamlin with 400 illustrations. Published in October 1916. Again, 400 illustrations in this one. Really cool topic, architecture and other kind of design pattern stuff. That one's kind of cool. History of Egypt. I've sold tons and tons and tons of copies of this one. This one also has a few hundred illustrations. A History of Egypt from the earliest times to the conquest, to the Persian conquest by James Henry Breasted, with 200 illustrations and a map. This is 1937 copyright date on this one. I think the first edition was 1910, but again, lots of cool illustrations related to archaeology and mummies and pyramids and hieroglyphics, and again, some maps as well. I'm gonna try to fly through this video because got a long day of work ahead of me today, and I wanted some interesting stuff to list. So most of these I'll probably work on listing today, though. I'm a few days ahead of scheduling stuff on eBay, so they won't be up for auction until, let's see, today's Wednesday, so maybe next Wednesday or Thursday, Friday-ish. We got Wordsworth Volume 2, nice leather book. Cool book plate, Roland Hazard. Not sure who that is or if he's an interesting character in history. The Poetical Works of William Wordsworth, Volume 2, published in 1854. I don't remember if Volume 1 is in this lot. Again, I'm just struggling to get my stuff done for the day. Can't remember too much. General History of the Christian Religion and Church by Dr. Augustus Neander, translated by Joseph Torrey. This is Volume 8, published in 1852. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see what we got. Show you some of the contents pages if you're curious. I think this was just a random lot of several leather books. We got Poems by Charles Rossetti. What's up, FC25 Lover? How's it going? Nice marbling. I like the marbled end papers. You're not into books? Well, you could definitely get into books. Depending what you're into, I probably have a book about it. Oh, Poems by Christina G. Rossetti, published in 1876. Let's see. Don't think this one is illustrated. Let's see. A Chill. What canned lambkins do all the keen night through? Nestle by the woolly mother, the careful ewe. What can nestling do in the nightly dew? Sleep beneath their mother's wings till day breaks anew. If in field or tree there might only be such a warm, soft sleeping place found for me. What a beautiful poem. Okay, gotcha. You're in the, we see in America, we call it soccer. Where are you from, FC25? Last one, spine label is missing on this one. Just crack her open. The Seasons, Hymns, Odes, and Songs by James Thompson. That one's published in 1809. Looks like there might be some illustrations in this one as well. Yep, there we go. Autumn. Romania, okay. Oh, you guys don't like the name soccer. I know you call it football, but we have our American football. Which I guess technically your football makes more sense since soccer is more of a foot-related sport than American football. Memorials of Christian Life in the Early and Middle Ages by Dr. Augustus Neander, translated by J.E. Ryland, 1852. Nice old religious history book. Like I said, this will be a quick video. I only have about 15 packages to open this morning. Usually there's 20 to 30, but I haven't really been finding too much interesting stuff online. I mean, there's always interesting stuff on eBay, but usually the prices aren't very profitable for me, so... And again, if anyone wants to buy or sell me some books, you can definitely reach out. I don't know, Facebook, Instagram, send me put a comment on here or something, track me down. Or if you're in Wisconsin, just stop in my bookstore. We got a nice copy of The Life of Abraham Lincoln. I don't think this is the first edition. By J.G. Holland, published in 1866. The first edition was 1865. But a nice, respectable leather copy nonetheless. Nice condition on that one. That one isn't rare whatsoever, but a lot of the times the covers are falling off, so it's probably a $50 to $100 copy there. All right, what do we got here? Oh, looks like some Francis Parkman. We got Conspiracy of Pontiac. Usually that's 2 volumes, but this is complete in 1 volume. Oh, 1863 Conspiracy of Pontiac. Early Francis Parkman. A lot of books of his were published. Well, the first editions I think were the 1850s, 1860s. But most of the copies I deal in are 1870s to 1890s, early 1900s. Count Frontenac in New France under Louis XIV, published in 1877. That was actually pretty early for the Conspiracy of Pontiac. Let's see, The Oregon Trail, Sketches of Prairie and Rocky Mountain Life by Francis Parkman, 1880. So, matching bindings, but wildly different publication years. Let's see, Montcalm and Wolfe. 1 and 2, perfect. We got the 2 volumes of Montcalm and Wolfe. Again, the Conspiracy of Pontiac, a lot of the later editions of that were published in 2 volumes as well. 1884 on the Montcalm and Wolfe. Let's see, we got the Jesuits in North America. That one's published in 1885. It's been a while since I've had any Francis Parkman books. Definitely is a good seller for me, so I'm always looking for. And again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 volumes. I don't know if it would have been from probably a 10 or 12 volume set. Some of the later sets they busted into 20 volumes. The Discovery of the Great West by Francis Parkman, published in 1875. Again, that's crazy. 1865, I think, on the Conspiracy of Pontiac. All the way up to, I think, 1885. Pioneers of France in the New World, again, 1865. That's pretty cool. And again, to compile them all and then have them bound similarly is kind of strange. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. Again, yesterday I went and looked at a huge religious book collection, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 books. So I made them an offer and they're going to think about it. Hopefully I can make that deal go through here. Hopefully next week, but I'm not 100% sure. Looks like we got 3 volumes of this set in French. The works of Monsieur de la Fonelle. This is volume 2, published in Amsterdam in 1764. One of these has a really cool frontispiece illustration. Not that one. That one has a couple angels. Okay, maybe it wasn't a frontispiece. Maybe it was, it had a really cool folding illustration. See if I can find it quick. All right. Oh, there we go. See if I can open this up carefully for you. It's a celestial or astronomy chart. Big bugger. What do we got? We got the Sun, Mercury, Venus, the Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Let's see. Let's see the date on this one. 1764. So that's pretty cool to have a 1764 astronomy chart. Don't know how accurate it is, but it's cool nonetheless. Got the Sun, Mercury, Venus, the Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Well, there's the Sun, I assume. Have no idea what all the orbs are floating around, but that's pretty cool. That's the reason I wanted this set. The other volumes probably aren't too exciting. Let's see if I can fold it properly. There we go. All right, very cool. Our deportment. I don't know if I have hardly any good Victorian etiquette books up right now. I know I scheduled one yesterday, and then again, this one will be up in 2 weeks. Our deportment, or the manners, conduct, and dress of the most refined society, including forms of letters, invitations, etc., etc. Also valuable suggestions for home culture and training. Published in 1882. So this is like the ultimate guide for manners and etiquette, letter writing, business, Victorian dress and fashion. There's a chapter on cosmetics and hair oils and perfumes and keeping your skin clean and soaps and all that fun stuff. Again, that's one that I've been selling for years. I can't tell you how many copies of that one I've sold. It usually brings about 30 to 75 bucks, depending how aggressive the bidders are. I guess I probably have sold copies for a lot more than that and a lot less than that as well. I'd hope to get 50 to 60 for it. I think is probably pretty reasonable for a nice copy. Beat up copies are like 20, 25 bucks. Here we got a 2-volume set of Mackey's Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. Again, it's been a while since, like, these are pretty common, but it's been a while since I found a set that was reasonably priced, and I can hopefully make a few bucks on it. This set usually sells for about 75 to 125-ish, if you're curious. Some people ask a few hundred. I don't know if that's ever realistic. Maybe if you have the nicest, cleanest set ever, you can get a few hundred for it, but $100 is more realistic. Again, 2 volumes. Even the page edges are gilded. That's pretty cool. There's several illustrations in each volume. They're not highly illustrated, but there are illustrations. Some plates as well. I think these are 1920s. Let's see. Copyright 1929. Again, Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. Everything you need to know. Complete in 2 volumes. It's been, I mean, I don't think I've had a set of that in probably well over a year. I'm always looking for them, but it's kind of tough finding deals out there lately. I'm guessing it's a Bible, because I don't buy many huge books like this except for Bibles. This is a Bible. Bible. Let me think. I have one. I think I have two big leather Bibles, fancy, beautiful Victorian Bibles up on eBay right now. This thing is huge. Look at that Holy Bible. It's a big bugger, probably about 14 inches tall. I think this one's illustrated. Assume it is. I'm not sure on the year. Let's check that out for you quick. Take you down here. The Holy Bible, according to the authorized versions. You got some commentaries, 500 illustrations, published in Glasgow and London by William Collins, Sons and Company in 1866. And again, a pretty beautiful binding. I love that binding on that one. Looks like a nice tight binding. Pretty good condition on that one. Actually, there's a different Bible. I'll show you. There's a different Bible I'm going to list today. Let's see. This is the one I'm going to work on listing today. It's a German Bible. So, and actually, I've had really good luck with German Bibles. Usually, I mean, conventional book selling wisdom would be that the English versions would sell better. But I've had some German Bibles just go absolutely crazy on eBay the last year here. But again, I would definitely prefer to try to sell English ones just because there's a bigger market of people that can read them. Though I suppose they probably printed a lot more English Bibles. Oh, here we go. Guess what? It's a big book again. And let's see. Very unique way of packaging it. Again, another Bible. This one's nice. Man, this one is really nice. I have a client in New York City that is looking for a class Bible, an illustrated one in really good condition. And I think this one is probably up to her standard. She's very particular about condition. Let's see, you got the presentation. I'll show you the presentation page. It was given to Josiah Province from her husband. Christmas 1887. That's pretty cool to have the original owner's presentation there. Show you the title page and then the copyright page. Try to get a date on it for you. Guessing 1880s. I don't remember. Let's see. That one's going to be copyright 1885, I believe, right there. Don't think there's any other copyright information. I think 1885 on that one. And again, with the class, that one's pretty great. That one's probably worth about $400 to $500 maybe for a good one like that. Sometimes they bring 300, sometimes they bring 1,000. So I do typically, I mean, I know people think I'm just making tons of money, but I do typically have to pay 150 to 200 for something like that. Occasionally I can get a good deal and pay 100 or less, but a lot of times I do have to pay up for good books like that. Try to buy it at a price that I know I'm not going to lose money and hopefully make a nice profit. That is the whole goal. And it's not too often. I would say I probably, I'm selling about 750 books a month on eBay. And I would say I'm only losing on probably 10 or less. So I have a really good rate of making profit. All right, we got the works of Teddy Roosevelt. Looks like 8 volumes. Volume 3, Outdoor Pastimes and a Book Lover Holidays, though that one is hunting related. Mr. Roosevelt's Hunting Adventures. Let's see. Next, we got The Winning of the West, Volume 1. I think that's 2 volumes. So this is only 8 volumes of a 20-volume set. I like buying partial sets. I mean, there's some people that don't mind just buying one of Teddy Roosevelt's hunting books or one of his political books. There's Winning of the West, Volume 2. The Winning of the West, that's related to Western exploration, the Revolutionary War, colonial history, the Indian Wars, Daniel Boone, Louisiana Purchase, Lewis and Clark, stuff like that. There's a lot of really great chapters in all these books. And again, I will probably work on getting most of these listed. Probably late next week is when most of these Wilderness Hunter and Outdoor Pastimes. Again, a hunting related one. Like opening Christmas presents. Hunting trips of a ranchman and ranch life. We got African Game Trails, that's always a hot seller. About Teddy Roosevelt's hunting and safari adventures in Africa. He really had quite a wild life. The Naval War of 1812. You might not know, Teddy Roosevelt wrote about the Naval War of 1812. Battle in New Orleans and Andrew Jackson, stuff like that. That one has a piece of tape on it. Brazilian Wilderness and Papers on Natural History. He also spent a lot of time in South America as well. He's a very well-traveled man. All right. Oh, this is nice. The Works of Washington Irving. What do we got? We got The Life of George Washington. We got Columbus and His Companions. We have Astoria and Prairies. Yeah, Washington Irving, he kind of wrote quite a variety of stuff. Whoops. You know, there's the Life of George Washington. I'm thinking that's going to be in 4 or 5 volumes. He wrote about Captain Bonneville and like Western exploration and settlers and hunting and the fur trade. Again, you got another volume of The Life of Columbus. You have the Sketchbook, that's a great one, and The Life of Oliver Goldsmith. Sketchbook has The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Rip Van Winkle. So that one's usually a great seller for me. Ooh, check it out. You got the marbled page edges and the end papers and even a book plate. The Right Honorary William Henry Smith. Quite the book plate in there. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 volumes. Trying to think. This set is definitely missing volumes as well. So, like I said, I love the partial sets because, like The Life of George Washington, that one always sells really well for me. Then we have biographies. We have The Conquest of Granada in Spain and the Alhambra. So then he also wrote stuff about Spain and like especially Moorish Spain and the Muslims in Spain, stuff like that. Yeah, see, here's volume 15. So I only have 14 volumes. And it might even go higher than 15 volumes. Not 100% sure. We got The Life of Muhammad and his successors. We have another volume of The Life of 2 more volumes of The Life of Washington. So I hope that one's complete. And then Bracebridge Hall. That's just kind of a collection of short stories, I think. Let's see. All right, 2 more boxes, and then I need to clean up this mess and get to my listings for the day. I'm trying to think if I have anything interesting ending on eBay tonight. I have a couple Folio Society books, some kids books, some Charles Dickens. I got a nice copy of Morals and Dogma, the Freemasonry book. I got some Charles Dickens. We got some Strand magazine that have Arthur Conan Doyle works in them. So I always have really interesting stuff. Again, I'm eBay seller Animal Vet 52. I think you can find that information in the somewhere in the biography in my YouTube channel. Or just Google Animal Vet 52 and you should be able to. These are some Harry Castleman books. Some kind of boy adventures. We got Frank at Don Carlos Ranch. These, I'll probably list a few of them, and then the rest I'll be setting aside for, I sell books to an interior designer, so he might like these. We got Frank in the Woods, Frank on the Lower Mississippi, The Boy Trapper. All right, Frank before Vicksburg. I think that's a Civil War one. Frank the Young Naturalist, and Frank on the Prairie. All right, the last one. It's a big box. What could it be? What could it be? All right, I think this is just another box of miscellaneous stuff. Wild Animals Every Child Should Know. With Wolf in Canada by G.A. Henty. That one's kind of cool. Red Pepper Burns by Grace S. Richmond. I've tried selling copies of this in the past. I think it's an interesting cover and never have any luck with it. The Keys of the Kingdom. Dick Prescott's fourth year at West Point. Tilly, A Mennonite Maid by Helen R. Martin. We got A Western Points West by B.M. Bauer. We got Drag Harlan by Charles Alden Selzer. Nancy McIntyre, A Tale of the Prairies by Lester Shepard Parker. Walls of Gold by Kathleen Norris. That one kind of has a nice spine on it. Magic Hours. Just a cool school reading book. I assume it's really nicely illustrated. Lots of cool color art in that one. Saddles and Boots by Elizabeth B. Custer. Oh, wow, I didn't even know this one was in there. Saddles and Boots by General Custer's wife. Life in Dakota with General Custer by Elizabeth Custer. I think this is definitely a later printing, published in 1913. Still, I think that's a very sought-after title. We got Captain Dan's Daughter by Joseph C. Lincoln. Stories of Our Navy, retold from St. Nicholas Magazine. That one's kind of cool. Let's see if that one's illustrated. Nope, not illustrated. It has a frontispiece, but no illustrations. The Mistress of Shenstone. Who's that by? Florence L. Barclay. The Mistress of Shenstone. Herbert Hoover, A Reminiscent Biography by Will Irving. Mr. Herbert Hoover. The $1 Million Mystery by Harold McGrath. What do we got? We have A Romance of Two Worlds by Marie Corelli. Tom Jones by Henry Fielding. Burning Daylight by Jack London. Kind of some nice little Edwardian titles. Deserted Village by Oliver Goldsmith. Mr. Sponge's Sporting Tools by Swerkes. The Second Mile by Frostick. Nothing Succeeds Like Success by Larson. Oh, we got another G.A. Henty. True to the Old Flag. Old Lace, Lavender and Old Lace by Myrtle Reed. That one's a pretty one. I know people love the Edwardian Myrtle Reed covers. The Best Man by Harold McGrath. Ben-Hur by Wallace. When Knighthood Was in Flower by Edwin Cascadin. Let's see, we have Ghost Poems, Valley of the Moon by Jack London. I think that's a library binding. Yep, library binding. The Main Man in the Making. Under the Country Sky by Grace S. Richmond. And last one, Nidra by George Barr McCutcheon. All right, well, that's it. That was a nice quick 36 minutes. Appreciate y'all watching. Again, I got some really interesting potential book deals coming up the next couple weeks here, so stay tuned.